movies that are serious, which, you know, there are some that are the anti-war Godzillas are a bit heavier than the ones that have that real strong anti-war message.
They're very interesting though, because it's like watching people work their trauma out.
Yeah,
and it's fascinating art.
Yeah.
It really is.
So,
as like a post-war, post-war critique of the war.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. So you should watch it now that it's streaming.
Yeah, I have fond memories of Godzilla from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like back when we had like 20 channels, and one of them like late at night regularly showed Godzilla movies, and some of them were really hysterical.
Now, my love for Godzilla knows no bounds. I've seen most of them. But the proper kaiju and all this weird American schlock that we've been putting out. But I think the craziest one is Shin Godzilla.
Shin Godzilla.
That's the like mutant Godzilla where you see Godzilla actually mutate and he vomits blood. It's all fucking crazy.
Oh, ew.
I
don't want that much realism in Godzilla, please.
That's intense.
Yeah.
And it's like a crazy it's a crazy meditation on like nuclear war and yada 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 on top of it.
Yeah.
But that is one of the more interesting Godzillas as far as Godzilla having some sort of like anti-war or anti-nuclear power message.
Yeah, but I'm not here for barfing blood. No.
I've seen Shin Godzilla. It's a good time. I enjoyed it.
Well, you are like a completist. You are a Godzilla connoisseur.
Yeah.
I'm a casual.
This is true.
Like, I have fond childhood memories. Godzilla is cool, but I'm not like
True. I am. Yeah, I'm a completist. The complete Godzilla.
Like, if you tell me this is an excellent, transcendent Godzilla movie, I'll believe you.
I mean, I know the difference between the Toho and the Shogun.
Nerd.
So yeah, I'll take that. I'll own that. I'll take it. And in case you didn't know you were, this is not Samara's Godzilla Hour, although it could be.
Nerd.
I am Samara.
And I am Jeannie.
And this is Talk Deadly to Me. Are you ready to pick up where we left off on the sordid tale of Girly and Diazien Hossencofft?
You know what? If it's a choice between walking into the jaws of Godzilla or dealing with Diazien, come here, Godzilla.
You know, I mean, you're either going to get squished or die under debris. It's a 50-50.
He is such a squalid little man.
And little being the operative word because he's like 5'6".
It's infuriating because Girly Chew truly is a wonderful human being.
Oh, yeah. The world was much better when she was in it.
Yes.
Much, much better.
And this little man with little conspiracies and ideas.
So where we last left off,
yes,
Diazien had gotten a visit from his former henchman, Dwayne.
Yes.
And he had asked him to go follow Girly and kill her because he is completely obsessed with killing Girly so that she can't properly divorce him. Because he doesn't want to open the books to give her money. Well, that, and he would probably just go to jail. There'd be no money to be had. They would probably just take him straight fucking to jail once the courts ever saw all the cons and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, money's probably top of mind for him, but let's be real.
Yeah.
A lot of fraud. So while all of that is going on, Diazien is working on his new girlfriend, Linda Hennig.
Oh, Linda.
A woman whose own mother says she would believe the moon was made of green cheese if a boy said it.
That is, that's unfortunate to hear about a mature woman.
That's from her mama. That wouldn't even be her mama said that.
I know, right? Like if she was 16.
Yeah, but she's like,
oh, that's
40.
a vase. Yeah. That's tragic.
So by the late summer of 1999, Diazien had convinced Linda that she is an alien queen. And not like
what year was this again?
Summer of 99.
Okay.
And that was the best year of my life. No, it wasn't.
No,
Back
we're
in the
gonna
summer of 99. So he's convinced Linda that she is an alien queen, but not in a fun Sigourney Weaver aliens kind of way. I feel like if you're going to be an alien queen, the Aliens franchise is how that should be done.
Yes.
Or like not in the cool
Diazien deserves that.
Or like not in the cool X-Man way where Professor X goes to space and hooks up with the Sharia aliens and he gets to walk for like a few hours, but he's crippled again when he comes back to Earth because there's no magic alien powers to help him walk. If you're going to be an alien queen, you can do that too.
Right?
She's not going to be an alien queen in any of the ways that are good.
No.
But the problem is, her alien queen powers are latent right now.
How convenient.
And there is only one way for Linda to come into her full alien power.
Oh no.
Is that she has to kill a rival alien queen.
Oh my god.
I don't know why there are so many alien queens in New Mexico, but apparently they're full of them.
My plan needs only 2.
So Linda has latent alien queen powers. He is not specific on what those powers
and
are.
it's going to require a human sacrifice?
No, she has to kill another alien queen. And that, of course, is Girly Chew. Girly is the rival alien queen that Linda needs to vanquish in order to come into her full alien queen powers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No one deserves this.
No, not only does she have to beat her, but it has to be in hand-to-hand combat with a ninja sword.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. In my misspent youth, in my early 20s, I was one of those weird kids that liked knives and swords and shit. I was one of those. Watching QVC in the middle of the night after the club, watching the knife hour, like 3 o'clock in the morning, drunk off my shit.
Yeah.
Ripped fishnets and of course with one titty hanging out, watching the knife hour. Yeah, that was me. That was me. And I can tell you, as a former knife nerd, there is no such thing as a ninja sword. There's katanas, there are long blades, there are short blades, there are broadswords, there are rapiers, there are all different types of swords. But none of them are called a ninja sword.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, ninjas would have used katanas.
Yeah.
Ninjas could have used sais.
Yeah.
Ninjas could have used other short blade weapons.
Yeah.
But there is nothing.
Know.
There is no sword that is so specific to ninjas that it's called a ninja sword.
Oh, I see. No, it just... The only way you would say that is if you're really ignorant of ninjas and swords.
Which he is.
Right? It's like saying, like, look at this police gun. Like, no, it's a gun, you moron.
Right, it's a gun.
Yeah.
So he just got...
Look, it's a robber gun. It's a police gun.
Right, so he just went and got her a sword.
It's a good citizen gun.
Like, so he just went and got...
ninja sword.
And I think, if my imagination is right, he got her a pretty standard katana.
Yeah.
Which is a sword most associated with Japanese cultures and ninjas and samurais.
Yeah.
Medium blade, you get them all decorated and whatnot. So he probably just went and got a katana.
Yeah.
But because these people are fucking idiots, he's like, you need a ninja sword.
Oh, yeah.
For ninjas.
Oh, he's so awful. That's a terrible way to kill somebody. That is terrible.
The ninja sword?
Yeah.
That's not even for ninjas?
That's
because it's
awful.
just a katana?
Yeah, no, that's awful.
So, by early September of 1999, Diazien had gone to World of Knives
Oh, God.
to purchase said ninja sword, which is the katana. That's good. It's gonna like stick in my asshole for a while. Like that's not what that is. There's no such thing.
I'm just trying to imagine how big this World of Knives store is.
I'm just imagining.
What is a world of knives?
I am imagining like something in a strip mall right next to a comic book store, and all that shit probably came from QVC.
There you go.
Even though I'm sure there's some great
Yeah.
knife and sword stores out there that make some. There's a so on Netflix. Me and the boo got a little drunk and watched it one time. There's a whole forging show on Netflix.
Forging? Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Knife or Death. Knife or Death, and you will never guess who hosts it.
Who?
Goldberg.
Oh,
Goldberg.
Nice.
Bill fucking Goldberg is out there hosting Knife or Death.
Good for him.
And providing color commentary for the nerds that forge their own weapons and then have to like go through an obstacle course cutting ropes and shit with their homemade knives.
Nice.
The show is a whole different world of nerdery.
That's all. And I love to see someone doing what they love in their retirement.
Yeah, like
It sounds like he loves this. Good for him.
It is a weird show.
I like stuff like that.
Go watch it on Netflix. I think there's like 2 or 3 seasons of Knife or Death out there. Bill Goldberg telling you, oh no, he's got to cut through the sand pile. Will you be able to cut through the steel rope? Oh, that blade looks like it's getting dull.
Nice.
So yeah, Diazien goes to World of Knives, gets Linda a ninja sword, and this goofy heifer cleans out her garage and spends time practicing her moves for her big hand-to-hand combat fight with this rival. Born to be kings, we're the princes of the universe.
Yeah!
I am immortal. No man can be my equal.
Take me to the leaders of your world.
Yeah, it's that. It's that. She's doing the fucking.
No, honestly, he's so lazy. This just sounds like you got the plot of like Highlander and the X-Files, and he's like, I'm going to create my own little culty universe around this.
But specifically Highlander the show, not Highlander the movie.
Exactly!
It's Adrian Paul.
Exactly.
So she is in her garage
with
her fucking katana going, yeah!
Oh, this is so...
Yeah!
It's so delusional.
Practicing her fighting moves to kill a rival alien queen so that she can come into her full power.
I'm not letting her have it.
Full power.
Man. How selfish. To be like so invested in this crazy little world. And poor Girly.
It's like so.
Clown.
It's like I can't believe they got anything done.
I know.
This is so goofy.
And the only way they could get her.
Yeah.
I'm jumping ahead. I'm so mad at these people. They're so ridiculous. And it's easy to laugh at them, but I am so mad at them.
Yeah.
It's like
full power away.
It's like laugh or cry.
I imagine she sounded like
assholes.
I imagine she sounded like Miss Piggy.
Yes.
Karate chopping things.
That is canon now. I don't care what she really sounds like. I do not. I never want to hear her voice. But yeah, she's
right.
Like,
So now, as part of the divorce process and, going into hiding, Girly did have a restraining order against Diazien, which was violated I don't know how many times. Dozens of times. When he violated, thankfully he never hurt her, but it was like going to her job and flattening her tires, keying her car, breaking out her car windows, harassing phone calls at work, that kind of crap.
Yeah.
But even though she had the restraining order, she decided she needed to put some measures in place to protect herself until the divorce hearing.
Mm-hmm.
She had a friend named Ernie. Ernie is an old coworker of hers that they became really good friends, even though Ernie's retirement aged.
Mm-hmm.
Ernie is short for Ernest.
Oh, nice.
And so Girly and Ernie are really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
They would speak at least 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Smart.
Ernie is part of the check-in system.
Yeah.
And the most important call of the day would be when Girly came home from work in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So Girly calls Ernie every morning. Good morning, Ernie. I'm heading out to work.
Mm-hmm.
Gets to work. Good morning, Ernie. I made it to the office. Great. Ernie, I'm going to lunch. I'm going with whoever. Great. Ernie, I'm heading home. Ernie, I'm home.
Yeah.
So those are the most important phone calls.
Yes.
Girly had also started taking self-defense classes.
Yay.
And she told her coworkers about the divorce and the restraining order. Like I said, her job knows where she lives because HR has to. But everybody at her job knows that she has a crazy ex-husband. She's in the middle of a nasty divorce. And do not give any information about her to anybody that calls.
Yeah.
Girly had even told her coworkers if there's a day that she never comes to work, that would be the day Diazien finally got her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she's taking self-defense classes. She wants to,
Yeah.
she knows he's coming. She ain't gonna make it easy.
I can't imagine how stressful that had to be. That's awful.
Yeah, very.
Aw. She doesn't deserve it.
No, not at all. Meanwhile, since Dwayne wouldn't go kill Girly,
Yeah. Because he's a douche, but he's not a fucking douche.
right,
Like, he's not a monster.
it was up to Linda to track Girly down.
Mm.
Linda had been able to sort out which B of A that Girly was working at.
Mm-hmm.
And while we don't have the methods that she used, I'm pretty sure that Dwayne had already given up, what he had found.
Yeah. Probably before he knew they wanted her dead.
Yeah, because...
I'm going to give him that much credit.
Yeah, because he noped back out to Kentucky or wherever he was visiting from right after you guys was like, will you blow her car up for me? And he was like, yeah, no.
Ran for it. Good for you, dude.
So he had already given up where Girly had lived. It was just Linda probably went from branch to branch to figure out which branch Girly was working in. And when she hit the right one, Linda decided to become one of Girly's customers for the next few weeks.
Mm.
As far as Girly don't know Linda Henning from a can of paint.
Yeah.
She's just this stinky lady with long hair. Because Linda's in the I don't do hygiene phase of life.
Girly's such a nice person. She probably felt sorry for that lady.
She doesn't have any friends or anything.
Yeah,
so.
she's homeless.
But Linda becomes a customer. She does however many transactions with Girly, makes a point of always going into Girly's line, chats her up, whatever. So while Girly did not suspect anything of her new customer, Linda, Girly knew something was going on with Diazien.
Mm.
The lawyer that had helped facilitate Dimitri's failed adoption had also begun to wonder if the boy was a kidnap victim.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Everything about Diazien and his affairs is so shady.
Yeah. This woman, actually, she did represent Girly. She represented Diazien. Mm-hmm. But either way, she thinks this kid's been kidnapped.
Yeah. Because the paperwork was bum, right? Because it is his kid.
Yeah, there really is no paperwork.
And the paperwork, or the whole idea was just a way to lie to Girly, not admit to, I was cheating on you the whole time.
I had to have a fun baby.
This is my
carry
kid.
on my legacy.
I was really hoping you would get pregnant, but I already had this one baking.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, since she had begun representing Diazien in the divorce, he had become increasingly weird.
No.
He had tried to sell his lawyer's mom his home. So he went to sell his home, which Sonny had bought him,
Yeah.
to his lawyer's mom. He even had her put up like $5,000 in earnest money, which I think he just stole.
Oh, of course.
He had stories about being sentenced to death by the NSA and that the CIA had given him leukemia. Leukemia. The NSA can't sentence you to death.
I know, right? But honestly, if you're that determined to be an asshole, at least be good at it. I mean, plausible lies. Or
the
better
NSA
ones.
is sentenced him to death and he got leukemia from the CIA genie.
I can't possibly pay my bills. Caesar, I'm being chased by a shadowy government organization that desires my death. I can't pay the rent.
And then they gave me leukemia.
Oh,
Leukemia.
bum.
So, in the end, the stories that he was giving to his lawyer got so weird that she alerted the FBI.
Good for her.
And then the FBI then in turn gets in touch with Girly about the state of her former stepson. Girly tells the FBI everything she knew about Diazien, from his history as a con man to the domestic violence that she had experienced, and her suspicion that her Diazien had been the person that threw a rock through her car window a couple of days before. During that phone call, Girly told the FBI that her ex was a dangerous person who was capable of anything, and that she was legit in fear for her safety.
Yeah.
And yet, despite all of her fears, and Hossencofft breaking the restraining order several, God only knows how many times, even before Dwayne found out where Girly lived, Diazien had been doing the harassing phone calls and doing a bunch of other shit. Right? All things that technically broke the restraining order. But there wasn't much the FBI could do.
Yeah.
Each time he had reached out to threaten Girly, he wouldn't say anything like, "You will be dead soon," or "I'm going to kill you." It was never direct threats. It's just minor harassment.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody actually saw Diazien personally damage any of her car. Everybody just knows it's him.
Yeah.
And now this is a local thing, not a federal thing. They're looking into possible kidnapping.
Yeah. That's their jurisdiction.
So while they may
domestic violence is not.
So while they may feel for her, there's really nothing that they can do.
That is unfortunate.
Unless he got more explicit in his threats, and then you could kind of say, okay, he used the telephone system to threaten people, which is a federal offense.
Yeah.
And unless they could catch him on tape doing something like that.
And they can't really pressure the locals to do anything, because that is a serious overstep.
Yeah.
Although I do think the FBI should have more powers.
Yeah, and so because he didn't do anything explicit that violated the Violence Against Women Act, which is the act that makes threats over the phone line, online, and stuff like that a federal offense, he hasn't blatantly done any of that, so... Here they are. They just referred her back to the local authorities, who said that they couldn't do anything because there was no real proof that Dee was the one harassing her. Everybody knows it's him, but there's nothing anybody could do about it, because by the time she calls the cops, he's gone.
Yeah.
So Linda has been here in her garage for a while.
Training feverishly.
Because she has to fight another alien queen in hand-to-hand combat with a ninja sword.
Man.
Alien queen.
It's just so weird.
And he never tells her what her latent powers are, but she has them.
This poor not poor, this gullible creature. She's so gullible.
Her mama said the moon is made out of green cheese as long as that information comes from a boy.
Pick a better boy.
Man. So by September of 1999, Diazien and Linda and Bill had all put their homes up for sale.
He really put the whammy on these two.
Yeah, Bill's telling his family they need to move because the neighbor's dog is too loud, and that's why they gotta go to South Carolina.
Oh, God. None of these people can lie to save their lives.
So we don't know for sure, but the trio put their homes up for sale because they wanted to use the cash to go to the vortex in South Carolina that would be safe for the water wars. Because according to the Diazien, the government is coming for the water. The government and the aliens, well, I don't think I fucking care, but they're coming for the water, except for a handful of vortexes, one of which is in South Carolina. If we are within this vortex, we will be safe from the water wars.
Oh, God.
The water wars, Jeannie. Water wars.
Okay. This guy is so uncreative.
Hadn't that movie come out by this time?
Oh, yes.
Did Waterworld come out
Very
like 98, 99 or something like that?
97 or 98.
Something. I know that Kevin Costner trash should come out by
this time. Derivative of it's Highlander, it's X-Files, it's Waterworld, and he fucks it all up.
Basically.
Because he's trash. Fuck you, dude.
So,
fuck you, weirdo. Your weirdo double identity.
Man.
You're boring.
So, we honestly don't really know what happened to Girly. But I can tell you what the authorities think happened to Girly. On September 9th, 1999, Hossencofft, as we know, went to the world of knives and got Linda her ninja sword so that she could yeah in her fucking garage like a momo. Within a couple of days of buying the ninja sword, Girly Chew heard a knock on her front door. She looks through the peephole, but she doesn't see anybody. She cracks the door open to see who it could have been, and the moment she cracks the door, Linda, Bill, and Hossencofft push their way into Girly's apartment.
Cowards.
The police suspect that a fight broke out between Linda and Girly because their powers can only be transferred in hand-to-hand contact when one of them is dead.
Oh my God.
At some point, Girly got the upper hand in this fight and whooped Linda's ass.
Good for you, Girly. Good for you.
I imagine she just jumped on her back like a goddamn spider monkey.
Oh, yeah. Like her life depended on it.
Man, she pulled out those fucking self-defense classes and just whooped her.
Good.
At some point, Girly was able to get Linda on the ground. And we know this because Linda's blood would later be found in Girly's carpet, mixed in with Girly's blood.
Nice. Good for you, Girly.
Diazien probably tried and failed to intervene during the fight and got his ass kicked. So, once again, we know this because of like some mixed blood samples.
Okay.
So she probably slapped the shit out of him at least once.
Good.
And since this fight is getting out of control because the 4'0", 110-pound Girly is whooping everybody up in this bitch.
Yes.
Linda's fucking a glamazon and damn near 6 feet tall. Diazien's bigger than her at like 5'6", 5'8", but Girly just mopping them up.
Go, Girly, go.
Fucking Street Fighter all over the place up in this bitch. And at some point, Bill got tired of watching his friends get their asses kicked.
Yes.
So at 6'2" and 200 pounds, Bill stepped in to break up the fights, such as they were. We don't know what happened to Girly next, but what we do know is that there was enough of her blood on that carpet to conclude that she didn't survive whatever was next. Poor baby.
Yeah.
And when Girly didn't show up to work the next day, her co-workers called the cops. Fuck it.
Yeah.
They already knew. Everybody had long been put on notice about how fucked up her situation was. And she had been telling people for weeks, months, if I don't show up to work, he got me.
Yeah.
So the cops go over to Girly's place. They send some units there. Looks like nothing had been disturbed, but there was an overwhelming smell of bleach and cleaning products in the air. Bleach is in the air. Everywhere you look around.
Dang.
So the cops declared it a crime scene. That's it. The bleach, they're like, okay, get some yellow tape.
Yeah, there's no natural explanation for this.
It's like, I grew up in a house where the smell of bleach means it's clean, and even this is too much.
Yeah.
This is too much.
This is overwhelming. This is suffocating.
And while one group of investigators was collecting hair, saliva samples, and stuff like that from Girly's bedroom and bathroom, another group was pulling Girly's carpet up, which had several large blood stains on it that were so huge and so deep they went all the way through to the matting. One blood stain was the size of a grapefruit, and the other was the size of a basketball. Hossencofft, of course, is a suspect.
Yes.
There's literally nobody else. But him and Bill and Linda had already fled to South Carolina to their vortex.
May they choke on it.
In their vortex. With Diazien gone, the cops focused their investigation on Linda. For the most part, Linda was cooperative. They had all gone to South Carolina together, but because they have actual lives,
yes,
and Diazien doesn't, Bill and Linda had to go back to New Mexico to actually handle their fucking lives. Remember, Bill has got a wife and 2 kids. You can't just... He can get away with going to South Carolina for a weekend, but he can't just disappear to South Carolina. He has to go back. Same with Linda. She doesn't have children, but she has cats.
Yes.
She has businesses that she runs. She has to go back. Diazien's the only one that's like, I'm in my vortex. Vortexing. In my vortex.
Fleecing you two is my job.
So the cops were able to get Linda, and for the most part, she was cooperative. She said that she wasn't Diazien's girlfriend. She's his caretaker because he has leukemia and he needs help for his leukemia. I mean, sure. For the fucking quarter-sized hole in his arm. For the leukemia. Remember, he's still shooting up all this time. He is still shooting up. He is still crushing like a quart of whiskey a day. He's fucking rough. He is like all the way off the deep end with this addiction shit. So, the truth is though, Hossencofft is still like a drunk, and he's so far gone that he's vomiting blood on a regular basis.
That's scary.
But of course he says it's leukemia, not my organs shutting down from severe alcoholism and drug addiction to morphine.
Oh, Jesus.
Leukemia. Well played. The cops know that Linda is lying, and so they decide to put her on surveillance.
Good.
And they get permission to clone her pager.
Oh my god. Ancient technology.
Boop, 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 boop.
Boobs. Is one of the few words you can
spell. Yeah, you could. You could do boobs in a pager. Boobs. And what else?
I can't remember remember anything else.
I think you could do legs.
Yeah.
You could do legs, boobs.
That was really the birth of like internet language.
I remember when I got a pager in high school, I felt I was cool as fuck.
Because you were.
But nobody called it, but I had it.
Exactly, and that's the coolest part. Look at it.
I'll never forget it was blue, and it was clear.
Nice.
I felt
fashion.
Yes. It was very fashion.
It was.
So when they clone Linda's pager, they intercept more than a few coded messages from Diazien.
Coded?
Yeah, I guess they're...
Of course they did.
Secret
These fucking...
alien code. It's 11006688. Who gives a fuck? It only means shit to them.
It's something from a comic book or a movie, because I refuse to believe they put in the brain power it takes to come up for one on their own.
Much like Diazien drawing his own blood and looking at it under a microscope and just going, yes, I see it all now. The building blocks of life. And that code is the same shit. It's like 115533, and Linda just goes, yes, very profound. I must call him back now. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And they're making it up as they go. So as the police are dealing with Linda, a highway worker comes forward with some evidence that was found on the side of a road. He found a tarp that was covered in blood, and wrapped inside the tarp, were women's panties that were also bloodstained, and some duct tape. The tape had a lot of long black hairs attached to it. And the tape was kind of in a figure 8, like it had been used as handcuffs. Like somebody would wrap the tape around her wrists in a figure 8 form, and her hair had just got stuck in it.
Yeah.
Girly's wallet was found as well, and they also found a pile of bloody clothes. And between the amount of blood on the tarp, the bloody clothes, and what they found in the apartment, it was pretty clear that while they hadn't found Girly's body, she probably didn't survive whatever the fuck happened to her.
No.
That's way too much blood loss for anybody to live to tell the story. Especially without, like, immediate help.
Yeah.
Kind of like when we did Alan Blackthorne. And, how Sheila had so much blood loss, but she could have lived if somebody would have been right there, right now to help her. So, Girly was probably in a similar situation.
Yeah.
But blood evidence wasn't the only thing found on the tarp at Girly's apartment. They also found a fuckload of cat hair. Which was odd because Girly does not have any pets. They also found some dyed deer hair, the kind that's used to make fishing lures and the like.
Oh my god.
Girly does
what
not
the Hercule
fish.
Poirot is this? I love it. They found fishing lure fibers.
Deer hair. That had been dyed and painted like they belonged to a fishing lure.
Yes.
So the cops got warrants for both Linda and Bill's home.
Wow.
Where they took hair samples from all of Linda's 6 cats.
Hell yeah.
Which was difficult because her shit is feral and they didn't want to sit still and get their little hair samples taken. And I also believe that Linda's house literally smells of cat shit.
Yes.
I don't think she's cleaning up after them properly. I know Pretty Litter hadn't been invented just yet. Pretty Litter, sponsor us. But I just feel that she wasn't taking care of those babies.
Yeah.
And the cops did say that it was comical to watch these grown men and women try to wrangle these fucking cats so that they can get hair samples. And so they also got the warrant for Bill's place.
Yeah.
And his garage. And they took a bunch of fiber samples from his workbench where he makes fishing lures.
Of course.
They took over 100 hair samples from Linda's cats.
Wow.
And they were a match for the hairs found in Girly's apartment. The deer hair...
Feline justice. We will not be used for evil.
Let me quit. Last time I did that noise, Talia looked at me like I said the nastiest, filthiest thing. That was funny. Actually, maybe I should do it just because that look she gave me was hilarious.
It's just like, Mom.
She was like, "Oh, you nasty asshole. Nasty asshole." Also, the deer hair that they found at Girly's apartment was a match to the fishing lures that they found in Bill's garage. They also found trace amounts of Linda's blood mixed in with Girly's, along with saliva from a third person who turned out to be Hossencofft, which is why they think at some point Girly whooped that ass.
Yeah.
Girly got in that ass.
One for the road.
Like, she knew she was going to die, but she wasn't going to make it easy.
Hell no. Good for you, Girly.
And they think the saliva was there because she either slapped the shit out of him and he drooled on the floor because she slapped him so hard, or he spit on her. Personally, I would like to think that she slapped the shit out of him.
Yeah.
What?
You know it. You know it.
So now the cops have more than enough evidence to bring Linda, Bill, and Hossencofft in for questioning and try to convince a grand jury that they need to indict. When Linda was brought into the grand jury, she didn't give the cops any new information about Girly's disappearance. She stuck with her original story about being Diazien's caretaker, and that she had been with him when Girly went missing. Don't tell him that you're the prime suspect. Don't put yourself with him.
But she's crazy and she must protect him.
She's
the queen must protect her kid. This is not a rational person.
I imagine if she's not doing a hiya like Miss Piggy, she's doing like Star Trek fighting.
Yes.
But like 60s Star Trek fighting.
Yeah. I do believe that this woman walks around with the soundtrack in her head. She is...
I mean, I do
selfish.
too, but it's like Snoop Dogg and Dark Funeral, and just like random songs popping into my head at different times of day. But her soundtrack is probably very weird.
Yes.
So, but Linda says she didn't know what happened to Girly, but she had a lot to say about the reptilians running the government and said government running a child sex trafficking ring. Talk about that. You want to talk about what happened to Girly? What are you doing about the reptiles in the government, Jeannie? What are you doing about the seraphims and the Nephilims? And I don't know what else the fuck is out there, but what are you doing about that?
You can't handle the truth.
All of the things.
She's off her rocker.
Did you know that 80% of the population has been anally probed and you're not doing anything about it?
I mean, what do you say to that? She said this to, like, people in real life, in public.
In all seriousness.
I mean, what would you do if you were like, you're on jury duty, you don't want to really do this shit, but I couldn't get out of it. And then this happens.
Oh, and she hasn't even made it into a courtroom yet. This is just her talking to the cops during their interview.
Oh,
you want to talk about what I've been doing? Well, what about you? Simple bitch. What about you, sir?
You are the problem.
Letting the government sex traffic and adrenochromes
oh my God.
and shit. What are you doing about that, Mr. Policeman? What are you doing about that?
Oh my God.
More important than where she's been at any given moment. Meanwhile, Diazien's in South Carolina getting ready to marry his new fiance. That's right, he got a whole other bitch.
That's why the vortex was there.
Yeah,
Mark.
Because this heifer is giving him money, but never one to leave well enough alone. Because, like, dude, seriously, you gotta wait. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just go be weird with this new person and start scamming heifers in South Carolina.
Actually, no. No, don't do that.
I'm just saying, if he was a smarter person,
thank God he's not.
A more hinged person.
Yes.
Would just be like, you know what, I'm going to just stay here and run my scams from South Carolina from now on.
But he is none of these things.
No. So Diazien used his new fiance's cell phone to call his divorce attorney. The one that had helped him get Dimitri adopted out, but then Dimitri had attacked that couple's baby.
The one he totally creeped out.
Yeah.
And she's on to him.
Yeah.
Just like that professor.
Yep. But his kid did attack another child in the most feral way possible.
It's hilarious and tragic at the same time.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So Diazien uses the fiance's cell phone to call his divorce attorney.
Yes.
Like I said, she had handled Dimitri's adoption. He called his old neighbors, the Toros, and a bunch of other people, and he told them all that he knew that they had been talking to the FBI, and if they don't shut up about me, he is going to come back to New Mexico and kill them all. All!
That is actually scary.
Also a federal threat.
There we go. We can stick the FBI on him now.
Now, the worst of all
interstate threats.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the worst of these calls were the ones to his divorce attorney. Mm-hmm. He screamed at this woman for 20 minutes, saying that he knew that his son Dimitri had been dissected and eaten, and if he didn't get proof of life in 16 hours, he was going to come and kill them all.
Oh my god.
All. Guilty. I don't know if I could be scared of somebody threatening me in a Ren voice.
I know.
Fuck you, get out of here.
Come on. Someone who's already killed someone.
They don't know that yet.
Oh yeah?
Or his divorce attorney, I should say, doesn't know that.
I would say, like, if you knew Girly had disappeared and he's calling you saying, I'm going to get you, I would take it seriously. If someone's killed before,
maybe
and
I'm just
they're going to kill again,
but I
believe them.
I might just be glib and cynical, but I refuse to take a death threat from a Ren seriously. I absolutely refuse. I would be like, bring your fucking ass so I can cave your head in with a hammer. Bring it. Dwayne too. Because I'm going to kick him in the shins and punch him in the nuts, and then I'm going to collapse your head in with a hammer.
Provided you don't know what he's just done, it is easy to dismiss him. But I'm glad they didn't.
Dimitri's been
dissected. They were freaked out enough to let, the authorities know.
True. I don't know where he got Dimitri being dissected from, but Dimitri's been dissected.
Oh, man.
So these phone calls are what the FBI needed to pick up Hossencofft for using the phone to make threats across state lines, which is a federal offense because of the Violence Against Women Act, and bring him back to New Mexico in order to try to sort out what happened to Girly.
Yeah.
The police also had a chance to question Bill Miller, who opened up his interview by asking, quote, "Can a bloodhound find a body that's buried 6 feet underground?" End quote. Asking for a friend. No real reason.
Man, I don't know if that's dim or menacing.
I'm team dim on this one.
Yeah? Well, yeah.
Can they? I don't know. What you think?
Yeah.
This
is a man who will follow anyone.
It's like, don't ask questions like that at the police station, sir. Stop it.
Dim.
Yeah. He has children. He's teaching children. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the cops also questioned Linda's friends and found out that she had been, she'd given one of her girlfriends a CD that was marked colon cleanser. Like a CD-ROM.
Oh my God. Yeah.
CDs. When the cops popped the CD into the old CD-ROM drive, because this is 1999 and CD-ROMs were the coolest thing at the moment. The disc was full of a lot of Hossencofft's alien nonsense, but they were also able to confirm that the youth serum that he had been selling was just B12 mixed in with his blood. His warm, creepy blood.
This is awful.
Or Dimitri's, because he would draw blood.
New phobia unlocked.
Somebody else's warm, creepy bloods.
Yeah, that's awful.
Or it was Dimitri's. Because he was, remember,
that's not better?
Drawing blood from the baby, too.
Oh, poor baby.
And
it doesn't, no.
There's no luck. It's just nasty.
It is.
So yeah, he's out there mixing his bloods with the B12 and calling it youth serum.
It's just so untidy.
The same homegirl would testify that Linda had been driving around with that sword for weeks.
Oh my god.
Well, she had to practice.
Yeah.
Hiya! Yeah! Yeah!
Man.
Practice down to the world of knives.
I can't imagine what that's like in real life. Just like a coworker shows up one day or someone you know just carrying a sword.
Yeah, unless you're on your way to a knife show or something, there's really no reason for that. Or a fencing
who's on their way to, like, yeah, how often are you on the way to, like, a knife convention or whatever?
This is true. Although I did take fencing.
So bizarre.
I did take fencing right after college, and that was fun.
Yes.
My neighbor was a fencing teacher, so I got some free fencing lessons.
Nice.
I'd go back to fencing. It was a lot of fun. Getting hit with those wooden swords, not so much, but because before you can have an actual rapier, you have to practice with those wooden things, which hurt like hell.
They weed out the weak.
I've been hit with one in the WWE kind of way, and I was like, this is not the WWE. Stop that before I throw you off this roof.
There you go. Roof. Nice.
Because that's where we would practice. Fencing on the roof of our old apartment building when I lived in East Hollywood. And we were joking around with the swords. We had some wooden ones and we had some rapiers. And we were drunk. Yeah. Probably not the best idea. Bunch of early 20-somethings running around in a 8-story building with a bunch of swords on the roof. But, such is life. True. And one of my friends, he was joking, but the joke went way too far, cracked me in the back with one of those wooden swords like it's the WWE, like with the wooden katana. And I was like, that shit hurt for real. Yeah. Do it again, I throw you off this roof. Yeah. And then that's when we were like, we're going to take a break.
There's no give in those wooden swords.
Very little. Very little.
Yeah.
Hurts like...
Well, it's basically a bat.
Yeah. Kind of. So they would find the sword later in Linda's garage because, of course, she kept it.
Her trophy.
Idiots. I mean, how else is she going to come into her full power?
Exactly.
There was blood on the sword, but not enough to make a DNA match. Later, Hossencofft would claim that it was his blood on the sword. But it was there because he had done this Japanese blooding ceremony before giving it to Linda as a gift to kill her rival alien.
Oh my god.
Again, as a former sword nerd, and I went back and I looked, there is none, nada, zero, such a thing as a Japanese bloodletting ceremony for your fucking swords.
Yeah.
Does not happen, will not happen. What the fuck?
I know!
Yes, the Japanese blooding ceremony. The bloods.
He is so weird.
Oh, he's nuttier than squirrel shit. So now,
yes,
we've investigated, we've rounded up these momos.
Yes,
Linda, Bill, and Diazien are all arrested for the murder of Girly Shue. And the lead up to his trial, Hossencofft couldn't help but be an asshole because it cannot be helped. It is his wanton life.
Yeah. He has no other speed, no other mode.
He was, oh my god, I don't know why you would act like this in jail. I'm not saying that everybody in jail is like a hardened criminal that like ate their mother's eyes.
Yeah, true.
But there is a disproportionate amount of people that are hardened criminals and would eat their mother's eyes in jail.
Yes.
Like the per capita is insane.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah. So when one of the prison bosses demanded rent from Diazien, Hossencofft decided that he was going to kill the man by putting ground glass in his bean dip.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the Marvel comics bullshit.
Yes.
No, no. It's Looney Tunes. This is like some coyote shit.
Ground glass in his bean dip.
Oh my god.
I don't know how he was going to get that close to that man's bean dip.
Maybe that's what he was training for. I don't know.
Who knows?
Nothing he does makes sense. He's only had one sane thought, and it was a horrible, selfish, self-serving piece of shit thought.
Yes. Now, unfortunately for Diazien, that particular prison boss was released before he could pull off his plan of ground glass and bean dip, so bullet dodged.
Yes.
Diazien also started telling anybody who would listen that he would soon be out of here because he had committed the perfect crime.
Oh my god.
Perfect. It's perfect, I tell you. Perfect.
They must have been falling all over themselves to tell on him.
They was like, who is this weird little motherfucker over here?
Can I get a perk if I tell on him?
So, through all of this,
Yes.
Linda and Diazien are still writing each other letters.
Of course. A true believer to the end.
Some of these letters were their ridiculous alien code
Oh my god.
gibberish shit.
Yeah.
Again, I think they just make markings on the paper and just go, yes, I understand.
I'm seeing the psychic impulse from the...
Yeah, like they're just drawing pictures of fucking airplanes and
Oh my
and just dumb shit. Decoder ring shit.
Yeah.
Only without the good sense to have decoder rings.
Oh, this is the world's worst D&D session.
And other parts of their letters, they would say that they are part of this whole thing is part of a test from the High Council to see if they are really ready to be inducted into the High Council.
Man.
It's all a test, Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's all a test.
Well, you didn't get your powers, and now we must go to the High
Yeah,
Council.
what happened to her fucking powers?
Exactly.
Why are they still latent?
The goalposts must be moved.
And
Doomsday didn't come.
Is this bitch supposed to grow a tail or something?
Obviously, I think she might try it through the power of positive thinking.
They also claimed that the reptilians were poisoning the water.
Mm-hmm.
And Hossencofft wasn't the only one talking shit in jail.
Oh, yeah?
Linda is too.
Oh, God.
When Linda's
True
cellmate
believer.
asked what happened to Girly, Linda pantomimed eating and said, girly food, good spaghetti sauce. They'll never find the body. Little bitch got what she deserved.
Weird.
These people are nuttier than squirrel
I
shit.
know.
Which
It's
is
so,
nutty.
like-
That's all squirrels eat.
Yes. It's so grossly dishonest.
Right?
Cowards. Cowards.
She went on to tell her cellmate that Bill and some of his militia buddies had kidnapped Girly and killed her because they needed the, quote, black bag practice.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Just go to Ross and buy a black bag. There,
Right.
practice. Which is, by the way, the only black bagging any of these fuckers have ever done.
Yes.
The black reusable tote that you get from Trader Joe's for free. That's the only black bagging these fuckers have ever done. She also told her cellmate that Diazien had a foolproof plan to escape.
Oh my god.
Would you like to know what his foolproof plan was?
Oh my god, am I about to hear the world's dumbest A-team plan?
Okay,
Okay.
so this is a good one, so hear me out.
Mm.
Diazien is going to get a wig.
Okay.
And he is going to dress up like a sexy lady.
Oh no.
And just walk out of jail.
What, like Bugs Bunny?
Like a sexy lady. He is going to get into the worst quick drag that anyone has ever seen.
Yes. And just walk out.
Like a sexy lady. And nobody's going to question why there was a sexy lady in the jail to begin with.
Foolproof plan.
It is because he's going to be so sexy that nobody's even going to bother. They'll be like, oh, get it, girl, yes.
Oh my god.
Because Diazien is going to be dressed as a sexy lady.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan.
Lazy piece of shit.
Foolproof.
That's the laziest shit I
Put
ever
on a
heard.
wig and you're a sexy lady.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Linda also said that throwing marbles is how you defend yourself against reptilians.
Throwing marbles?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I thought that worked for vampires because they have OCD.
Yes.
It's not like if you just throw a bunch of shit on the floor, like vampires
like
can't help but
Yeah.
pick it up and count it because they've got OCD.
That's part of the lore, yes.
But specifically marbles. It has to be marbles.
Oh my god.
She doesn't explain why. But it needs to be marbles. You throw them. And somehow
I
that
bet it's
protects
because they're so easy to get and he likes the pouch.
But,
This is a simple man.
do they trip over them and fall down? Like
I don't.
Like
This
turtles?
is such a weird, like. These. It's so immature. These old people are so immature.
Okay, so which is worse? Diazien's plan to be a sexy lady? Or Linda's throwing marbles at aliens?
You know what? Throwing marbles at aliens makes more sense. And honestly sounds more plausible.
I guess at least somebody could trip or
Yes,
stub their toe,
exactly.
be minorly inconvenienced
Yeah.
by marbles on the floor. Diazien's probably not very convincing as a sexy lady.
No.
But Diazien did not spend all of his time in jail writing Linda and plotting petty revenge against other prisoners. He was making full use of the prison law library
Oh god.
because he is going to defend himself.
Oh,
What is it? The person that defends himself is a fool for a client?
yes, psychotic fool. In this case.
So at some
Oh.
point, and I don't know why, but at some point in jail, Diazien decides that he is going to snitch on his cellmate who happened to be a high-ranking member of a New Mexico gang.
Okay.
That move does not go over well with the prison population.
No.
So soon after he snitched on his cellmate, the cellmate turned up dead.
Uh-oh.
And there was a rumor that Hossencofft was next. It was that prison gang shit. Like,
yeah.
if he snitched on him, then he must have been already talking, so we'll get the first
Yeah.
guy for opening up his mouth too much, and then we'll get the person he told.
Yeah.
That's when Hossencofft
Moron.
decided that he was going to plead guilty on the condition that he didn't have to do his time in New Mexico because he is scared to death.
Well, I'm glad he didn't put the family and the friends through the kind of circus that him defending himself in court would just be inflicted on them.
Oh, we're not done. He'll inflict himself on the court
Oh,
plenty.
no! Just plead guilty and get it over with.
He did. He did plead guilty, like I said, on the condition that he get transferred. He doesn't have to stay in New Mexico.
Smart.
He wanted to go to Wyoming.
If I were him, I'd want to go to the moon. You idiots.
Yeah, so,
Ugh.
like I said, everybody in prison, it does not look like they ate their mother's eyes, but the population's
Yeah.
got a higher amount of them. And he
Yeah.
fucked around and found that out the hard way.
That is what too much confidence will get you.
And he doesn't have a hinge.
No.
Nobody's gonna hinge for him
Hell,
here.
not there. Hell no.
Well, I mean, come on, it's jail. They already got their hinching contracts filled.
Exactly.
In 2002, Hossencofft was given a life sentence and will spend the rest of his days in a Wyoming federal prison.
Good.
They let him go to Wyoming.
I mean, if he stayed in New Mexico, he would have gotten out of that life sentence way too soon. Let him suffer in Wyoming.
You know, I was in Wyoming and I could have thrown a rocket where he's at or something.
Yeah, but he never gets to see it.
No, but I was way over by the Tetons and Yellowstone, so
Yeah.
I don't know where I was. You know, when I was
It's
in
an enormous state.
when I was in Wyoming, I saw deer outside my little window. It
Oh,
was cute.
yeah.
And
They
these
are
weird
cute.
little chipmunk things that were running all over the place, like little baby prairie dogs or something. They were so cute.
Not meerkats. Not groundhogs.
I
Prairie
don't-
dogs.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them. They were adorable.
Yeah, that does sound cute.
Couldn't pet them.
Ground critters are the
But
cutest.
they were all over the place. Super cute. Super cute. Next up was the trial of Linda Henning.
Mhm.
Since Diazien's just like, they're going to kill me, can I please just go someplace else?
Yeah. I've overplayed my hand. Oh my god, I have done
I've not had enough time to arrange a henchman,
it.
so I need to get out of here and go to Wyoming.
Yes.
The defense strategy was to blame the entire thing on Bill Miller.
Oh. Well, it's a strategy.
There you go.
Yeah. Crazy has decided to fight this. Crazy gets like your crazy defense.
The problem is there's not enough evidence against Bill. Yeah, the deer hairs prove that at some point he was in Girly's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But all of the sword DNA and all that other shit belonged to either Linda or Diazien.
Yeah.
So the defense team called Hossencofft to testify at Linda's trial as a defense witness.
Man.
On the stand, Hossencofft put on his best supervillain performance. This is his Hannibal Lecter. This is his Magneto. This is his Mr. Sinister. This is his Joker.
He has trained all his life for this.
This is his Magneto. This is his Lex Luthor. He has been waiting all this life for this moment right here,
God.
right now. And he is prepared, girl.
Oh my
He is
God.
prepared. So at this point, that long sable hair is down to the middle of his back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got gray streaks all throughout it.
Good.
He already is a beady-eyed little fucker, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he wears these thick Coke bottle glasses that make his eyes look even bigger.
Yeah.
Imagine like Red Fox in Harlem Nights. He puts on those
Oh my
glasses.
goodness.
It's
Yeah.
fucked up like that.
Yeah.
And he said he had to be like a real kind of like mouth.
Yeah.
And he's grown out his fingernails.
Ugh. Oh.
Yes. Yes. I told you he prepared.
Yes.
He was ready.
Oh my
He's
God.
been training for this his entire life. He kept speaking in a German accent that he couldn't hold for long. I can't do a German accent, but he kept like, but
Yeah.
he can't either. Which is why he could say like, "Puta Scheiße King," and then he's right back into read.
Oh my god.
Scheiße! And then he's back to red.
Weird.
Because he can't do the accent. I can't do the accent.
It's
So,
a tricky accent. I think it's easy, but we know why.
but this is how ridiculous he is.
Yeah.
While on the
That's such a weird choice. He's so weird.
he's been training for this.
Ugh.
He is just, he is having a good old time. He don't give a fuck about Linda or Bill. This is his moment, bitch. He has been training. The hair is on point. The nails are long and creepy, giving mad
Oh my
scientist
God.
vibes,
Yes.
bitch. I am giving you evil Dr. Madlove. I am serving
Yes.
evil genius in this bitch.
He's such a piece of shit.
This is his, like, Roxy Andrews wig reveal moment.
Yes.
Like,
he is delighting himself.
yes, this is his runway, bitch.
He is a fan of this.
And he has come to slay. Literally and figuratively, he has come to slay today.
To the horror of the world.
Right? But I do think that he's just like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
I've got to grow my nails, and I've got to make sure that here.
Oh, yeah. This guy lives for an audience. Now he's got a captive audience. And has he got a yarn for them?
While on the stand, Diazien would say that Bill had committed the murder, and that he had left some of Linda's blood behind at the scene to throw the cops off.
Oh my god.
Only he hadn't had enough time to completely dilute the sample with acid, which is why the only reason the cops were able to find Linda's DNA.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The prosecution must have been hugging themselves.
Or just sitting there slack-jawed.
I
Like,
know.
what the fuck?
Sir.
Just like
Sir.
sitting there with your mouth agape like a fly, like a frog looking for a fly is actually a pretty good response to listening
It's astounding.
to this. It was such a mess. So he's trying to absolve Linda.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody believes him. It's clear that he's lying
Right?
because the prosecution has already introduced the letters that Linda and Hossencofft had been writing. And almost all of them leading up to the trial said that he would lie on the stand. Damn it! Diazien. They took your shit.
Man. Confidence.
And he would have known that.
Yeah.
He would have known that the letters are confiscated. He would have known.
I think he just has like a delusional amount of self-confidence. Like, I'm going to get away with it. I'm going to get away with it. When I say it, they'll believe me.
It's just like, bro.
I know.
In October 2002, Linda Henning was convicted of the murder of Girly Hossencofft and sentenced to 75 years.
Good. Good enough.
In later interviews, Linda would say that she knew she would get convicted because it's all a reptilian plot to keep her out of the way and keep her from telling what she knows and the cabal and the David Icke of it all and this, that, and the other. She knew. She knew.
Yeah.
As for Bill Miller, he would never go to trial.
Oh, yeah?
No. Soon after he filed for bankruptcy, his wife left him.
Oh.
And he no longer has a relationship with his children.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's bankrupt because Girly's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against him.
Ooh.
And they will sue him for all he's fucking worth. He is never going to financially recover from this. Ever.
Good.
In life. Ever. He's stuck there. Although it was one of the funniest things when Diazien is on the stand trying to absolve Linda.
Yes.
One of the things he said, I don't care if you convict her. You're just setting up my next victim.
No. No way! He did not.
He's insane.
Weird. So many questions.
So yeah.
But fuck this guy.
Girly's brother, their parents are older, so they didn't make the flight, but Girly's brother did come in for the trial to represent the family. And sadly, Girly's remains have never been found.
Oh, that is unfortunate. That's awful.
All the speculation is that maybe scavengers, wherever they put her, she was scavenged. Because they didn't do a good job of cleaning up after themselves. So you have to imagine they have the fight, they do whatever they do to Girly. They wrap her and her clothes up and everything up in a tarp. They put it in Bill's truck. But they don't secure the fucker.
Yeah.
So Girly's shit is flying off of the back of the truck as they're driving down the road.
Yeah.
That's why the road worker found all of her shit.
Yeah.
Because they didn't bother to secure whatever
Of course not.
was going on. So you just imagine they're just driving and all of their murder shit
Yeah.
is just flying up the back of this truck. They can't just turn around and go back and get it, because that's even weirder still.
Yeah.
And I don't imagine that they did a good enough job of burying her anywhere.
No.
That she wouldn't have gotten, animals probably got her.
Yeah.
Which is why her remains are never found. And that was the story of Girly to Hossencofft.
Oh, Girly. The system failed you.
Oh, Girly.
So, yeah.
You came and you gave without taking.
Yes.
Then they took you away, oh, Girly. Oh, well, at least Bill Miller will never have a comfortable life ever again.
Yeah.
And his wife and children are free of his fuckery.
I know. Oh my God.
His wife,
I can't imagine.
His wife honestly did not know how fucking batshit her husband was until this trial happened.
Man, I can't imagine, like, ugh, to have your world just turned upside down.
And that's why her and her children packed up and left. Never to be heard from again. And on that note, I've been Samara.
And I've been Jeannie.
And this has been Talk Deadly to Me.
Beep, 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 beep.
Boop.